How's everything in Aurelia? I guess you'll just be getting back to school now. You're probably looking forward to being done with it for good. The day we left Halifax, we met another boy from home. Do you remember Keith Prescott? He used to work at Dalton's. He's with the 24th Battalion. Now, they've been together longer than us, but they've just been sitting in camp waiting to get over here. We'll be stationed together for a while at least. The trip over seemed to take forever. The quarters were small and overcrowded, and the food wasn't very good. But we sang songs and talked about getting to the front lines. It was only a few short weeks ago that Paul, Billy Pritchard, and I enlisted. And we're here in France already. It's going to be a great adventure. Everyone is so keyed up. The day after tomorrow, we will be moving to the front to take part in a major assault. I can't tell you where, but you'll be able to read about it in the papers. They say it will have a major effect on the way things go. We'll finally get to see some action. On the boat, we were all worried that the war would be over before we got here. I've made a lot of new friends, and we've all been swapping coins with the English and French soldiers. I think of you often, and hope to hear from you soon. I found the time to write and thank you and your mother for being so kind. The sweater you made fits just fine, and the socks couldn't have come at a better time. It's nice to put on a warm pair without holes. I've never been so busy or so tired. We work all night moving supplies, digging tunnels, repairing the trenches, and putting up barbed wire in no man's land. During the day, we fight. It's the same routine day in, day out. War moves so slowly. A year ago, they told us it would soon be over, but it drags on and on. The trenches now stretch in a solid line from Switzerland through France and Belgium to the sea. We've heard that the French are losing ground down south. Along this section of the front, Fritz is sending over 3 shells to every one of ours. But we seem to be holding our own. Sergeant Cooper was shot in the leg today while he was leading a raid over the top. They say he'll be gone for a while. I hope it isn't too serious. You come to count so much on your leader. Keith was severely burned by mustard gas a week or so ago. They took him to the Army hospital, but he died 2 days later. I must close now, but please write. They've promised us a few days' leave soon, but we've all heard that one before. If we stay here, I'll hope to hear from you soon. But if we move, there's no telling when the mail will catch up. Do you save all of my letters like I do yours? I think of you often. More and more, it seems. I'm sorry for not writing sooner. Paper is scarce, and we are rarely given the time to sit and write a letter. I hope things are well at home. Do say hello to everyone for me. Yesterday, Billy was killed. An artillery shell landed in the trench right beside him. I think back to the day Paul, Billy, and I enlisted. We were so excited about the adventures we would be having in France, so anxious to come over here and win the war. I'm the only one from Aurelia left in this outfit now. I remember how Billy used to carry on about how he'd like to drive a tank, and how he'd be able to push the Huns back in no time. Later on, we saw one burn, and heard the screams of the men inside. Suzanne, one night last week, I dreamt we were together again, at a party at the Renwicks. Paul and Catherine had just become engaged, and the party was in their honor. Everybody was there singing and dancing and planning for a picnic the next day. You were wearing that blue dress that I like so much, and we left early to go for a walk along the lake. I was awakened by the sound of artillery fire, and it was several days before we were given the opportunity to sleep again. Every day grows longer. I can't describe what life in the trenches has become. I've been sleeping in clothes that haven't been dry for days. Everyone is getting trench foot from the river of water that we are constantly walking in. And men are swallowed up in the mud and never seen again. We eat food the cattle wouldn't get at home. And last week we went 2 days with no food at all. The rats are getting fat off the corpses in no man's land. The stench is becoming unbearable. Every day, I see more of my friends die for a war that makes no sense. And every day I wonder whether it will be my turn. Do the Huns enjoy this more than us? My spirit is barely kept alive by your letters, and by memories that fade more and more every day. I miss you more than I'd realized possible. It's been so long since I've heard the sound of your voice and felt the warmth of your touch. Your letters are a source of energy I could not exist without. I must close now, but do write soon. I send you all of my love and look forward so very much to seeing you again.